I hope you are doing okay, Class 6, and welcome to today's social studies lesson. Of course, you know every Wednesday and Friday it's time for social studies. Our today's lesson is a continuation of what we've been doing. We've been discussing the topic resources and economic activities, and the subtopic that we started was farming. And under farming, we have got different aspects under farming that are supposed to be discussed, and the first one is crop farming. We've already looked at coffee growing in Kenya and Ethiopia, and our second crop that I want us to discuss is banana growing. So take your textbook where you'll be referring whatever we'll be discussing, and you have your notebook and pen ready for the lesson. Most of you have already seen bananas as either a fruit when it is ripe or when it is still raw. Bananas are very common within Eastern Africa, and this is a crop that is mostly used as a fruit, so it is not eaten. In Kenya, this fruit is mostly eaten after a main meal, so it is mostly used as a fruit. After you've eaten, you add one piece of banana or two pieces of banana. Banana is a staple food. In Kenya, it is not a staple food, but in Uganda, it is a staple food. And in Uganda, the fruit is mostly grown and then harvested. After it has been harvested, it is cooked. So we have got two types of bananas. We have got ripe banana and the green banana. The green banana is the one which is cooked and then eaten with some vegetables. But a ripe banana is the one which is used as a fruit. So banana is a staple food in Uganda. They can be grown, bananas, I'm talking about bananas. They can be grown under irrigation and can also be grown in natural conditions. So banana as a plant, it can grow, it can be grown under irrigation, and at the same time it can also grow in natural conditions, that is not under irrigation. Kenya, it is mostly grown in Kisii and also Mandera and Garissa. So Kisii, in fact, Kisii in Kenya are the ones who are mostly known for the love of bananas. So most of the bananas in Kenya are grown in Kisii by the Kisii. Bananas are also grown in Mandera and also in Garissa. So those are the three places in Kenya where bananas are mainly grown. In class 6, we are not going to talk more about banana growing in Kenya. No, we will be discussing more about banana growing in Uganda. So without wasting time, let us look at some of the conditions favoring growth of bananas. So class 6, the following are some of the conditions favoring growth of bananas. Number 1, this is a crop which requires deep, fertile and well-drained soil. So it should not be soil that accumulates water. No. Bananas require soil which is well-drained. When it rains, the water is easily absorbed into the soil and there is no flooding, and the soil must be deep and fertile. This is a crop which also requires high amount of rainfall, and the rainfall should be above 1,000 millimeters annually. Annually means per year. So per year, the amount of rainfall received should be at least 1,000 millimeters. This is a crop which does well in the temperature range of between 21 degrees to 26 degrees. A crop which does well in the temperature range of between 21 to 26 degrees Celsius, and then it also requires protection from strong wind. I don't know if you've ever seen a banana plant I've tried to attach one here for those ones that have never seen. You know, most of you just eat bananas, but you don't know how banana plant look like. So I've tried to attach a picture of a banana plant so that you can be able to associate yourselves with how a banana plant looks like. So when you eat bananas at home, at least you should know how does a banana plant look like, and this is how banana plants look like. So the stem of these plants are always very weak, and that's why they have to be supported. So the stem is either supported. If it is not supported, it has to be protected from strong winds by being intercropped with trees, what we call agroforestry, agriculture together with afforestation. So trees can be grown together with the bananas, or it can also be attached to a V-shaped piece of wood that holds the stem so that it does not fall off the moment we have slight wind blowing. So this is a plant which requires protection from strong winds. And then another condition is altitude. This is a crop which requires an altitude of about 0 meters to 1,700 meters above the sea level. Altitude of about 1,700 meters above the sea level. And then lastly, another condition which favors growth of banana is short dry period, especially during harvesting, so as to allow bananas to ripen. So in case you don't want to eat bananas in their green state, you want maybe to make them ripen, you need a short dry period for the bananas to ripen. So that is a condition that bananas also need. They need a short dry period during harvesting to allow them to ripen. Now, in Uganda, banana growing in Uganda is very different from the type of banana growing we have in Kenya. At the beginning of the lesson, I said that in Uganda, majority of the people depend on bananas. Banana is the staple food for the people of Uganda, so they like eating bananas. So when you try to compare banana growing in Uganda with banana growing in Kenya, these are two different countries that practice banana growing in different ways. In Uganda, this is a crop which is treated as a major food, but in Kenya it is only treated as a fruit. In Uganda, the local name for banana is matoke. The local name for banana in Uganda is matoke. So when you go to Uganda and you want to maybe eat bananas, you have to call it in its local name, which is matoke. So the local name for banana in Uganda is matoke, and matoke are green bananas. So green bananas are the ones that we call matoke in Uganda. It is the staple food in Uganda. Staple food means this is a food which is depended on by the people on a daily basis. For example, in Kenya, the staple food for Kenya is maize. The staple food for Tanzania is also maize. In Uganda, the staple food is matoke, also known as banana. It is consumed locally, and also it is exported. So Ugandans grow bananas both for local consumption and also for exportation. And then its leaves are used in weaving industry. Bananas is also grown on the shores of Lake Victoria. And lastly, the stems for bananas can be used as an animal feed. And I hope you've already tackled this topic, animal feeds, that is in science class 6, and you've been taught about fodder. We have conserved fodder. I think bananas are under fodder. Banana leaves and stems are under fodder. So banana stems and leaves can be used as an animal feed. So those are a few things that you have to know about banana growing in Uganda and Kenya. And that marks the end of our lesson. make sure that you copy those notes in your book and you continue revising. Otherwise, have a good time and stay safe as you continue to wait for the schools to open.